Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in the last two videos, I created the login and the register page and gave it basic functionality. In this video, we are going to continue and create the dashboard. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. This is part 3. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe, like the video, share if you find it useful and think it will help someone else. Without wasting any more time, let's just get right into it. So I'm going to create my basic HTML and I'm just going to call this dashboard. And we are just going to give it a navbar, navigation bar. And let's say the class is navbar. We're gonna give some menu items. So we're just gonna have a list for profile. Oh, the L is missing. And a contact us section. Let's just run this and see what it looks like. So we have our navbar with our basic information. And now we are going to create a container that is going to hold our panel options. So we're just going to create a div, give it the class container panel, and we are going to just have 3 panel options that we can switch between. Our first panel is going to hold the restaurant, so you can pick your restaurant. The second one, we're just going to allow users to select a date, and the third one, we're just going to let the user select the time. Let's add some labels so you know which panel you're inside. And this is, we're going to have the user to select a restaurant, select a date and a time. Now, if we come back to that, we can see please select the restaurant, please select the time and a date. So now we're just going to add some options that you can choose by. We're going to create buttons for it. And we're just going to have 3 buttons here. And then this one, we're just going to have 1. And we're also going to have 3 buttons here. This is our first option. So let's say the first option is, because we're selecting a restaurant, KFC and McDonald's. And then this is just going to be the next button so that we can move over to this dates one. And this one is also going to have a next option and a date that they can select from. So we're just going to say type date instead of text as we've done before. And here, select the time. We're just going to say this restaurant, it only opens at 6. So you can either come there at 6 or 7. And we close at 8. No, and this one we're just gonna be done. We're gonna finish. Now let's see how that looks. Okay, we can see our options and our next buttons, but we don't want them next to each other like this. So we're going to put them underneath its panel, its label option. So to separate it, we are going to use divs because divs are going to help us just be able to see everything a lot better. I'm just going to do that for, okay, this one doesn't need another one because we only have one selection. So now let's just see what that looks like. Now we have everything underneath each other the way that we want it. And we can see that you can select the time. Now I want that when you first access this page, this is the only panel you should be able to see. These ones are hidden. So right now their stylings are visible. So we're going to leave this one visible and then just add a style here to set the display as none so we cannot see it when we initially load our page. Now let's see. Now you can see we can only see the please select a restaurant option and all its panel options when we first load this page. Let's just close dashboard. So now we are going to give some basic JavaScript so that when the button is selected, we can actually access, because right now if we click next, nothing is going to happen. So we just need to add some on clicks over here. So let's give some on click functions. So when this button is selected, we're going to show the date. When this button is selected, we are going to show the time. And this last time button, when it's selected, we're just going to give the user a message. So done. Yes. And now in our JavaScript, we are going to take this one and give it a function so that it does something when we click it. So we are first going to use document.query selector, and we're going to say the class that is a restaurant should not be displayed. We're going to reset its style display to equal none. And then we are going to take the date clause and set its style display to equal block. So the style that it has gets blocked. Let's just see if that works. Something happened. Please select the restaurant is still the only one displaying. What do we miss yourself? Display show date function. Oh, sorry guys. I finally see what's the problem. I added it to McDonald's instead of my next button. Now let's see how that works. And now it is changing when we click. We now need to add a function for this. So now we're going to add a function for our show time. And we're just going to do exactly the same thing that we did over here. But instead, now we're going to block the date, because it would be the same, and display the time. Now let's see how that works. We click next. Please select the date. We click next. Please select the time. It is working as expected. And the last function we need to add is for the done. We're just going to alert the user that the booking is complete. And let's just see how that runs. Okay, we select next, next, and then booking is complete. Okay, so now moving on to the styling. As you know, in previous videos, we are enlisting the help of ChatGPT to create a style for this form. But first, let's give all the relevant options a class. So let's give the buttons a class. We'll just call it panel button. And we can all have the same styling. Okay, that one doesn't have buttons. This one should have a button. And we are going to also give our next option some classes. Let's call this panel next. And now we are going to paste this into ChatGPT and just ask it for styling. Let's actually go one by one so that it doesn't get confused. Let's start with the navbar, because ChatGPT it doesn't accept, well, it can accept long responses, but it's better to just go step by step and create shorter things that you can get it to do. Please provide some styling to this navbar. I want it to display its list items to your right in a hamburger menu. The background color should change. Text should not be cut off. Any other relevant styles. Okay, so we've gotten our styling. We're going to just paste this because, yeah, it's given us some. We're just going to paste this in the style sheet and reference it and see what happens. Now let's just reference our style sheet in the head section. And let's see that nothing happened. Let's see what went wrong. I think I forgot to save the style or something because, oh, this has it as navbar. Do I? No, I have it as navbar with a semicolon. And there you have it. It has provided some styling. Let's just add additional so that we can make sure the body, so the screen, And let's just increase the size of this nav bar, the height, just a little bit more to 20 pixels, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so 30, this is fine. Maybe just like a little bit bigger. Let's see the bigger padding that happens. Let's increase the padding. That's what happens. Let's leave it at 10. And then can we just position, not on nav bar, but our list items. Yeah, I think we're just gonna get rid of the margin of the padding. I was going to add position, but this does the trick because it was all the way up there and I didn't like it. And there you have it. We have our nav bar. Now let's add some styling for our container. I hope it's not too much for the program to process all this, but we're going to try and see. And if it does not work out, we will go div by div. Okay, so it gave us all the styling. So now we're just gonna copy all this and paste it into our style sheet and just see what happens. So the media tag is in line with all the other media tags. Okay, let's save and see what this looks like. Okay, not exactly, but it's okay. Should we also change the color of the background body to just be some kind of gray? Let's see if we can do that. Let's go back to our body section and add a background color. Let's try this one. Okay, it changed a little bit and yeah, it's fine. And now let's just adjust the styling for our panel. Like the shadow, but we also should add a border. I don't know the color code. Let's just see, just so that I can hold and get that other color code that we have been using. Maybe that could darker green. Let's just say green. Yeah, yeah, it's fine. And now let's replace this with our panel, container panel. And now we also want to change the positioning of it. Let's just bring this back here. Oh, this always gets stuck. Oh, guys. Let's just move this maybe here. And just like a realistic, let's change its border radius to match our login screen, which will be 10 pixels. I think 3 is not like solid enough. I think we have it as 4 for the other ones. And let's increase the height. Let's bring this back here so we can see how the height gets altered. So up to 500 pixels, maybe bring it down a bit. Yeah, this is good. And everything is centered. Now we just need to adjust the items inside here because this is not on. First, we're gonna need to change the fonts of everything to be consistent, to be Arial. So we are going to copy this font that we previously created. And let's first start with the navbar options. The list items, we want the font to be Arial, and we can see that it's changed. Let's add a styling for the dot container panel label, because we do not, I mean, we do want all labels, but just in case, to be that. And let's say the font size should be extra large. Okay, maybe not extra large, but it did change to Arial. Large. Just large is fine. Okay, great. And we also now want to adjust the panel label to all be positioned center. And now we're going to come on to the buttons, the patterns. Also, just align icons to the center. Oh no, section is not available. Sorry. And content still not available. Maybe we should before everything and out. Okay, this is not working. Okay, so already line center. I guess let's see the position tag. And the top. Let's start with 20 pixels. Align it just a little bit more. Yeah. And adjust the width to be over here. Okay, I think we need to some points here so that it lists this and not each channel. Here's the 4 and lesson. And let's just add the breakpoints so that we have some space between these buttons. Okay, now we can see there's a bit of spacing between them, which is better. And let's just add this because we might need it not here, but by these two buttons as well. And let's see. Yeah, these two buttons are also, they also have some spacing. Maybe just adjust the left a little bit more. And we are now going to change the width of these buttons. And of course, we're probably gonna have to adjust the left as well. I think this is good. Okay, so it carries over. These are aligned. Should we leave it this gray color? It's kind of dark for our form. It shouldn't be green because we already have that. Maybe like a lighter gray. Yes, maybe this color. Okay, and we are actually close to being done. Now all we need to do is adjust this and also these buttons over here. Let's start with these buttons so that we can at least say we are done with 2 panels. Oh, let me quickly plug in my charger. Let's inspect this. We've had this long enough. The next button. So first we're going to want the, do we have a position? We do not. Position, relative, and the left. No, let's start with the top. Start with 10 pixels and keep on increasing that till here. And then we can do a left. Our left should be the same as the panel button. Let's start with 97 and see. Okay, it's in line. We're going to keep 97, and the width ideally should also be the same. This is 223. And yes, this looks decent. And here is our panel next. And we'll just save that like that. Now I'm thinking, should we round the radius a bit more, but it seems fine like this, as is. Yeah. So now I just want that when I've selected something, it changes the color. It changes the color to something else. So we're going to ask ChatGPT for that styling. To just add a class for it. Okay, so here we need to add an on-click toggle. How can we add this on-click toggle when we already have an, oh, we don't have for the items selected. Okay, so we can do this. We need to adjust our HTML a bit to add this on toggle selection, sorry, my bad. And we are going to add it to these 2 selections as well. And now we need to add this style. Not sure what background color that is. Let's put it right under its option. It's supposed to go yellow. Ooh, let's make it go this color, the consistency. And now let's just see if that applies. No, lastly, we need to add this function in our script. And now let's see how that works. It is not changing colors, folks. Let's see what we did wrong. This function has a tag selected. We added an on-click toggle this. Not sure what we did wrong. Did we save the style sheet? We asked it to change this. Let's also just inspect and see. Oh, no, it did change color. My bad. It is working. So we select and let's just remove the hover. That is what is preventing us from seeing what's going on. Yeah, now that we have this without the hover, we can clearly see what is going on. Okay, so now that we have this, we are just going to work on the last panel, which is this dates selection. And we are going to place it over here. And let's just see how that goes. Let's see if this has a style that was generated for us. It does. It does have a style that was generated. So let's first start with the height actually and see if we can adjust that. Okay, it does change. And let's add a positioning and adjust the top by 10 pixels, maybe a little bit more. And the left, maybe increase the width of it. And then change the left again. Maybe change the background color. I have no idea how this will go. To light gray. Okay, and then let's just put that in. Okay, so there you have it. This is our basic dashboard, and we generated most of the styling with ChatGPT, and then we just tweaked it. It's just good to have a starting styling to just kind of go off of than to start from scratch. Well, I just find it easier that way, and then I just adjust with the way that I want things to look. And that's all that we have for today. In the next video, we are going to work on this profile section, and we are also going to save our selections from this so that we actually can see our booking options in the profile section, so that when we come back and log into our form, we can easily see all our information in here. But that is all that I have for today. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you found this useful and think it might help someone else, please just share the video, and I will see you in the next one.